Going to camera 1. Or actually, I'm going to go to camera 3. Camera 3 is live. It's flipped for some reason. YouTube. Happy circumstance. Somebody cue me. Alright, we're gonna go to camera. We're still on camera 3 here, right? Camera 3 is live. Program said more comments. Program said Todd Tanksley had more comments. You get any comments on the Facebook page? That's my secret scoop. Oh, okay. Alright. I'm still on camera 3. Going to camera 2. 2 is live. It's jumping in. Camera 3. 3 is live. It's the internet. We had 500, and now we have 50. Looking good, looking good. I'm gonna go to camera 2. Camera 2 is live. Alright, going to camera 3. 3 is live. Going back to camera 2. 2 is live. Comment 3 again. 3 is live. Coming to camera 2 again. Camera 2 is live. Is that plane flaming? What? Is that plane flaming? It's no worse. Coming to 3. 3 is live. 2. 2 is live. Go back to 3. 3 is live.
Real subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really think you need to know where I'm headed. I don't think well, we adjusted. Boy, did we adjust. Look at you making things happen. Hey, I'm going to go get camera 3 and I'm going to raise the aperture up just a little bit. So I'm going to go to camera 2.
Hey, Dad's 21 minutes. Yeah. You should still have about at least 10 minutes. So I wouldn't switch.
It was switched, but we had switched.
Not, barely not. But we're good. That's why it's taking a moment. You know what I mean?
We're going to listen. So camera 3 is the one that's getting the audio feed.
Okay. So we have the XLR.
So that's why.
Seniors, please be seated. Congratulations are finally in order. Without any doubt, 2020 has provided circumstances that all of us would love to forget. However, it has also provided a guarantee that the class of 2020 is one that will never be forgotten. What began like any other school year quickly became a test of wills and perseverance, an exploration of new methodologies, and a new resolve for all of us that we can make the best of any situation put before us. I want to personally thank each of you for your patience, understanding, and wherewithal as we navigated your senior year, and congratulate you for reaching this special time in your life. I would like to take a moment to thank NLCS Superintendent Dr. Ty Mungle and the North Lawrence Schools Board of Trustees for their continued patience and perseverance in ensuring that we can honor each of you this evening. A special note of thanks also to the many teachers who have helped guide and direct the students of the class of 2020. Several of those teachers are among us tonight, and I would now ask those teachers to please stand in order to receive our applause. Trustees of the North Lawrence School Board, parents, grandparents, family, friends, faculty, and staff, and most importantly, the distinguished members of the 2020 graduating class. It is my privilege to welcome each of you to the 2020 graduation program at Bedford North Lawrence High School, the 46th graduating class. Just look around. I have to begin by saying what a beautiful sight we have been blessed with this evening. Good Lord has provided us a wonderful evening, and we have been blessed by so many of you who have been able to ceremony. We are grateful that we have been given this opportunity to recognize the accomplishments of this graduating class. We have been saddened by what has been lost over the last 6 months. But I am confident, being the young, resilient students, that you have already started to look forward as new challenges await each of you. First, I would like all graduates joining the military to please stand. To recognize each of these individuals for their courage and dedication that they have shown in making this heroic decision. We are grateful for your service and send our love and support as you go out and serve our country. Please join me in thanking these graduates for their future service. Thank you. Graduates, I want to take a brief moment and reflect on the love and support each of you have received to get to this point. Close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to think back to kindergarten, elementary school, elementary sports, clubs, music programs, then middle school, sleepovers, going to movies, more activities, more sports, band, and finally, all of your high school activities. Don't worry, I'm not going to announce all of those. Now open your eyes. My thought is that you remembered those times and you saw images of your parents, grandparents, teachers, and hopefully not too many of the principals, and the many others that touched your life. The time and the dedication that our North Lawrence Community School faculty and staff gives to their students is something that I see on a daily basis. And I know, as I ask you to think back of many of those special times, were because of those individuals. Your parents, grandparents, and others that you remembered from your memories had one focus during those special times, and that was you. They were driving you somewhere, watching you perform or play, taking you somewhere, buying you something for a special event, and the list goes on and on. So as we remember today, I want you to remember yesterday and the love, support, and encouragement that made today possible. 2020 graduates, please join me by standing and giving everyone here in support of you a wave, a thumbs up, a big applause on a job well done. Please stand. Let's recognize our parents and everyone else here. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite Cooper Holmes, the senior class president, to the podium.
I didn't practice this part, so this is kind of scripted. Good evening and welcome, students, faculty, family, and friends, to the 2020 BNL Senior Commencement. My name is Cooper Holmes, and I have the honor of serving as BNL Class of 2020 President. I would like to introduce my fellow officers: Brandon Keller, Vice President; Macy Gordon, Secretary; and Presley Clark, Treasurer. Would you please join me in standing, gentlemen, removing your caps for the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance, and remain standing for prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the prayer this evening, and if you have already, keep your hats on. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you today to celebrate this monumentous occasion, and we thank you for that. You have given us the opportunity to do so. Thank you for our teachers, our family, and our friends, and thank you for the success you've given us as students. We'd like to pray for those who are sick, and we would like to pray for the maintenance of our health. We would like to pray for strength, wisdom, and safety in all that we do from here on out. We pray for a blessed future, a prosperous future, because you, Lord, know that the class of 2020 has been through a dangerous and often frightening time. Yet we stand here today shrouded in your glory. And for that, we thank you and pray in your name. You may be seated. You know, the only reason I wanted to be class president was to give a speech. I never imagined in these kinds of circumstances. So when I woke up this morning and thought to myself, is it worth it to stand out here in the blazing sun and talk down like, heck yeah, dude. I feel like I'm in High School Musical right now, honestly. But can you believe it? I know some of you are too busy worried about captions or pictures for your silly Instagram or Visco post tonight. So listen up, because some of us have some wise words to say. So don't put your phones completely away, because it's golden hour right now, and if I look good up here, take a picture for me. Here we are, finally, at graduation. Woo! It's been a little bit, but we've made it. Sorry to all you people who lived through the blizzard of '78. I think we won this round.
Yeah.
Okay, but seriously, thank you, students, for making these years of high school some of the most memorable years I will ever experience. Some of you hated high school, and some of you loved it, and that's just part of being a teenager. We taught each other valuable lessons, whether we're willing to admit it or not. And for the staff, thank you, most of the time, for making these years as enjoyable as possible. Emphasis on the most of the time, because those times you gave us hours of homework weren't very enjoyable, but nevertheless, we made it. I respect all of you, because I know this is what you live for, and because I know you can't take it for the School board and Dr. Mungle, I'd like to thank you for working with me to organize this so we can have this special night. Okay, enough of that, back to the students. Keep in mind that a lot of times life is like a joke. When you really think about it, it is. It can be funny or not funny. It can be concerning, scary, rude, or maybe even offensive, but eventually you will get over it. So I encourage you to get over it as you go on in life. Take the important things seriously, but the things that aren't really truly important, just chill out. Relax and have fun after you get done with the things that need to be done. Always make time for fun, friends, and loved ones, because you never know when you or them will be around you. Now, I know everyone here paid attention the whole time during the speech, so I would ask you to please do me a favor and do the same for these next few people who are going to talk. Thank you. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Probably too much.
Good evening, my fellow graduates. I am Taylor Hayes, the co-valedictorian. With the uncertainty that we have encountered in 2020, I am both surprised and grateful that we are able to walk across this stage today. Well, kind of stage. Though our senior year did not end as we expected or wanted, I want to spend our time today reflecting on the positive outcomes that this pandemic has brought.
That's good.
As the class of 2020, I believe this virus has equipped us with many valuable life skills. As we navigated a new world of online classes and social distancing, we learned how to adapt to new circumstances and hardships. Likewise, we learned to appreciate social interactions in everyday life more than ever before. Both this new outlook on life and our new attitudes of perseverance will serve the class of 2020 well as we go on our own paths into the workforce, the military, trade school, or college. This time of separation has allowed for our ceremony today to be much more special. Charles Dickens once said, "The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again." As we stand here and see one another, for some of us, the first time in months, we are able to both celebrate our reunion with one another and also our departure. High school's abrupt ending, we are able to treasure this graduation ceremony more than ever before. Lastly, I want to thank everyone who was not only here for us throughout high school, but who was also here during these unpredictable times. Thank you to the teachers who helped shape us into the young adults we are today, and who proved to be an example of adapting to difficult circumstances during these last few months of school. Thank you to our friends and families who were all affected during this time, but still continue to help one another out, even if it was a simple call, text, or prayer. Thank you to the BNL staff, administration, the school board, and Dr. Ty Mungle that kept us safe during these 4 years and who worked hard to provide a graduation that met the state guidelines here today. Lastly, I thank God who kept us all safe during this pandemic so we could graduate together. Good luck, BNL class of 2020, and all that you do. Hello, my name is Catherine Uppa, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak as one of the valedictorians of class of 2020. Graduates, no one can truly anticipate this pivotal moment in our lives, but I guarantee that no one could predict what this year had in store for us. After tedious college preparations, working to meet final academic requirements, and cramming in as much of the social life as we could along the way, we were ready to be able to spend these last few months of high school looking back on all the memories and achievements we've accumulated over the years. While it may feel that the recent struggles of our world have kept us from being able to seize these final moments that we've been expecting for so long, I truly believe that we received something extremely valuable in return. I believe the overall purpose of high school is to equip us for our adult lives that lie ahead. And whether we want to admit it or not, life is not going to be filled with homecoming games, proms, and spirit days. Life takes our expectations and throws them out the window. Life is full of hills and valleys. Life is full of trials, but more importantly, the strength to overcome them. And luckily, with newly acquired strength comes hope, new perspective, and understanding. All of us, every person from every generation and status, had to band together to reach a common goal. Yes, we are still facing massive hurdles. And yes, it seems as if more things are being thrown at us each and every day. But all of this mess is causing us to focus on what's important, to reach out and care for others, to get out of our comfort zones, to think, to form our own opinions, to search for the light in each situation, and to spread love like wildfire. Those are the things we need to be doing constantly as we work to navigate our adult lives. Not having our lives laid out for us in an 8-period schedule can be scary, but there's so much out there worth exploring that we cannot predict or compartmentalize. I hope the trials of this year have taught us that we cannot be afraid of the unknown, for if we never venture into it, we will never acquire new knowledge and never grow. And isn't that what life's all about? During the pandemic, I may have missed out on a lot of the activities I constantly occupy myself with, but in return, I've been able to spend my time reading and writing. I remember thinking to myself, I want to teach literature and composition as a career. I want to write my own books someday. Did it really take a global pandemic to force me to stop the constant busyness of my day-to-day life to pursue my passions? Once I was forced to slow down, I picked up a lot of great books, and I think that I learned a lot. One passage I'd like to share with you comes from a recent discipline, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. It really resonated with me and the current state of our world. In it, Wilde says, behind every exquisite thing that existed, there was something tragic. In this same vein, a Bible verse from the book of James, chapter 1, verse 4 says, perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So please, wherever you find yourself in life, know that today's struggles can turn into tomorrow's triumphs if only we persist in the pursuit of what's right. And if you don't believe that, look around. After years of painful exams, lectures, and days you showed up even when every fiber of your being wanted to be somewhere else, we've done it. We've completed high school. The teacher you gave the side eye every day probably really wants to give you a hug right now, because we've all accomplished something incredible, and nothing, even a worldwide crisis, can take away from that. Thank you. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Lane, and I am the co-valedictorian for the BNL class of 2020. While I was looking back on my 4 years of high school, I found that I had a lot to say, but I struggled to land on something that I really wanted to say. After quite a bit of thought and worry, I landed on something I feel that I truly needed to hear my freshman year, and I still really need to hear today. For a lot of my 4 years at BNL, I truly believed that I was the only person who was blindly navigating my way through life, and I could not help but feel that that meant I was not doing anything correctly. Eventually, I had to realize something that I wish I could have mentioned earlier, and that is that I was focusing far too much on what I was not achieving, and therefore ignoring everything that was going right. I found that one of the most important things to a joyful life was to figure out how to be happy within the process of growing, rather than wasting time on longing for the result. Because once we get the result, we enter a new trial and never learn how to enjoy the life that is happening around us. A second thing I learned is that no matter how well I'm doing or how much I might believe that I know what I'm doing, I was absolutely never doing it alone. For a while, I tricked myself into believing that I was happy when I was alone, but the opposite was true. And despite what I believed for about 18 years, everyone needs their people. And if I had only opened my eyes and paid attention, the people I needed would have found me. It almost sounds too simple, but once I lifted my head and acknowledged that I could not do it without the support of others, I found the people who had wanted to be there for me the entire time. I spent years thinking I was dragging myself along alone, but I know now that feeling so sorry for myself was a horrible injustice to pay to the people who were pushing me through this entire time. Everyone needs a friend, and by sitting back and waiting for people to come to us or claiming that we don't need others, we're withholding that necessary love and support that people expect from us. So BNL serves us a much greater purpose than just a high school education. We're leaving here with people who love us and people who have shaped us into who we are and who we will be for the rest of our lives, even if we may never see them again. So long story short, while BNL has brought me a little bit of stress, it has also brought me the most beautiful and influential people I have ever met. And I wish I could put together the perfect words to do these people justice, but as a math person, I'm light years out of my element right now. But either way, as we disband to go wherever we'll end up, I ask that you make a point to redistribute the love that you've received, because I promise you that there will never be too much kindness in the world. No one deserves to feel alone, and everyone has the right to be treated with kindness. We need to view the people in our lives as our allies instead of our competition. And for me, the most important thing about this is that everyone here remembers to always be a friend and love without exception. Do good, lend, and expect nothing in return, and your reward will be great. Thank you.
Hey, watch out. And she put her shit on the ground.
Hello, my name is Emma Lodi, and I am delighted to be one of the valedictorians of the class of 2020. Wowza, what a crazy year. It has been a difficult end to what was supposed to be the best time of our lives, with this pandemic, getting stuck at home, and not being able to experience our last moments together at BNL as 2020 seniors. But here we are now, finally getting to be together, distant, but together, creating one of the most memorable moments in our lives. Throughout the years, I have attended Bedford North Orange High School and walked the hallways. I have always had one slogan or phrase that I have tried to follow: look up. Some of you who know me well have even seen that phrase written on my Converse. Yes, my grades in the scholastic side of high school were very important to me, but looking up at the faces around me each day and trying to share some joy with just a smile, a hello, or some encouragement changed my outlook on life. So today, graduates, I would like you to stop and look up. Look at your friends sitting around you now and think of all the great memories you've created together. Look at your teachers and mentors who invested in you academically and personally and changed you for the better. Look at your family who have supported you throughout your entire life and can't wait to see you grow. And lastly, look to God, who will love and guide us always. This past weekend, my dad took some of the seniors in my youth group and I on a senior trip, and he mentioned this awesome verse that really made me think. Jeremiah 6:16 says, "This is what the Lord says. Stop at the crossroads and look around. Ask for the old godly way and walk in it. Travel its path, and you will find rest for your souls." Now, I don't know about you guys, but graduating out here on our football field is really fulfilling all of my high school musical dreams. So, I'll leave you with this quote from the one and only Troy Bolton, slightly adapted. BNL is having friends we'll keep for the rest of our lives. And that means we really are all in this together. Once a star, always a star. Thank you.
Will the members of the class of 2020 please rise? Dr. Mungle, applicable members of the class of 2020 who have completed their formal educational responsibilities as of May 22nd, 2020, and who will either have met or will meet by August 7th, 2020, all requirements for graduation or other well-deserved noted levels of achievement as set forth by the state of Indiana and the Board of School Trustees of North Lawrence Community Schools are being recommended to receive a diploma, certificate of achievement, or a certificate of course completion with all rights and privileges inherent with this level of academic achievement. Therefore, upon recommendation of the faculty of Bedford North Lawrence High School, I hereby certify to you those students who have fulfilled all seated attendance and course requirements as candidates for certificates of attendance, course completion, or a high school diploma by the state of Indiana and the Board of School Trustees of North Lawrence Community Schools as candidates for graduation. For the members of the class of 2020, it has been certified that you have fulfilled the requirements for graduation as established by the state of Indiana and the North Lawrence Community Schools. Therefore, it is with great pleasure that I hereby declare you graduates of Bedford North Lawrence High School. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing our new graduates of Bedford North Lawrence High School, the class of 2020. Congratulations.
Go, Courtney! Woo!
All right, good evening. With the exception of row 1, you may be seated. Taylor Brooke Hayes. Catherine Lorraine Upham. Jacqueline Maria Lane. Emma Noel Willoughby. Michaela Jane Hawkins. Madeline Elizabeth Doris Harold. Wyatt Robert Shershel. Hallie Lynn Marie Gabhart.
Right.
Mackenzie Faye Carter.
Two to the right.
Ethan
Camera two to the
Tyler
right.
Vaughn.
Just a little bit. Keep going. Keep going. Right about there.
Nicholas Earl Isom.
Right about there. Hold on. I'm coming.
Jersey Rain G.
I'm on you right now.
Catherine Elizabeth Stafford. Ty Stephen McBride. Cooper A. Rye Holmes.
Hey, I'm gonna get a camera three. Can you
Brandon
take
Allen
camera
Killer.
one and point it over to where they're grabbing their diploma?
Macy Lynn Horton. Presley Charlene Clark. Claire
Hey, that was a good
Neve
shot.
Abner.
Keep it right there. I'm gonna come to you. Okay.
Harrison Lee Thomas Atkinson. Crystal Marie Aguilar.
All right, Levi.
Grayson Lynn Albee. Noelle Elizabeth Amick. Zane Logan Amick. Allison K. Anderson. Colin Burton Anderson. Kristen Rose Anderson. Clayton Cecil Anderson. Riley Jeanette Andis. Abigail Renee Armbrister. Clayton Patrick Jackson Arnold. Brady David Arthur. Colin Lee Arthur. Caitlin Arthur. Jasmine Elizabeth Atkins. Ethan David Bear. Brayton Lee Bailey. Kayla Elizabeth Bailey. Reese Brian Bailey. Aiden Alexander Baker. Corridon Jack Baker. Peyton Marie Baker. Zachary David Baker. Alexis Deanne Ballard. Lucas Ray Banks. Glenn Austin Bartley. Skylar Chase Bates. Parker Grace Beatty. Peyton Gail Beatty. Judson Owen Beaver. Acacia Leilani Bernard. Amanda Jane Vickers. Robert Biddle. Garrett Ray Beerbaum. Jordan Dale Bingham. Jenna Shay Ann Blackwell. Jade Rianne Bowen. Lacey Dawn Bowers. Reagan.
Woo!
Reese Allen Brady. Morgan Rain Brannaman. Gavin Bradley Branham. Emily Jean Brazel. Luke Joseph Brenton Coulter. Abby Madison Bridges. Emily Judith Brown. Gabriel Ethan Wayne Brown. Mallory Jade Brown. Melissa Dawn Brown. Cale Matthew Bunch. Kendra Michelle Bunch. Nina Elizabeth Bunch. Claudia Jane Butler. McKinley Marie Byers. David Eric Viper Jr. Darian Michael Kane. Jillian Grace Cheney. Melissa Louise Chapman. Gwen Nicole Chastain. Mia Isabella Childers. Julie Ann Cinnamon. Joshua Michael Coe. Ben Christopher Cole. Adrian Alexis Collins. Joseph Allen Dean Collins. Oakley Jaron Collins. Nicholas Joseph Combs. Macy Elizabeth Cook. Evan Brian Cora. Nathaniel Allen Covey. Gracie Ray LaRue. Emily Sky Doherty. James Douglas Davis. Daniel James Decker. Taylor Hope Decker. Adelaide Kristen Del Piero.
Hey, we might take a few minutes to raise the exposure.
Alicia Renee Lynn Deal.
What's your thoughts?
Alexis Jean Austin Dillon. Isabel Ann Donkerswood.
Did you hear what I said?
Caleb Norris Downham. Miranda Dale Ray Downham.
I said we might have to raise the exposure on some of the cameras.
Alyssa Marie Duggar.
Exposure on the cameras, we might have to raise them.
Bridget O'Callahan Duncan. Abigail
Go ahead and do it now.
McGlynn Eames.
I want camera 3.
Abigail, we're going to do that again.
I'm gonna do
Abigail
camera 2.
McGlynn Eames. Congratulations.
2 is live. Go ahead and do 1.
Jaylee Savannah
I
Eames.
probably went too much. Maybe bring it back down.
Autumn Renee Early.
Okay, that's good. That'll give us some time. I'm gonna go to camera 1.
Aurora Fawn
Yeah,
Eastwood.
just do camera 2 for me.
Levi Stephen Eastwood. Ryan Timothy Ickham.
That's good.
Daniel Shelton Emery.
That's good, yeah. Can you do camera 3 for me?
Braden Scott Emmons. Ariana Elizabeth England. Olivia Leanne Enix.
Yeah, let's go.
Graceful Hope Evans.
Because we've been going for about 54 minutes.
Ashlyn Marie Everly. John Wesley Ball. Lloyd Richard Fiducia. Tessa Dawn Finney. Ashton Michael
It's
Fish.
about to get really nice for everybody. The sun's going down.
Tyler James Fitzpatrick. Jacob Nathaniel Flynn. Martel D'Angelo Flores. Cade Matthew Flynn. Emily Grace Ann Flynn.
3's good. 3's good. Yeah, 3's good. Hey, 3's good.
Michael Flynn. Nicole Kathleen Forte. Ella Grace Fountain. Ray David Garcia Jr.
That's it.
Jonathan Isaac Gilbert. Alexandria Hunter Godsey. Angelica Kate Godsey. Bracy Ray Godsey.
Let's go! Great day!
Colby Thomas Graves. Vanessa Justine Green. Elijah Jameson Ryder. Sama Alicia Hackler. Haley Alexandria Hagan. Emma Lene Hale. Haley Burnison. Timothy Hayden Manners. Macy Hannah Hardesty. Ansley Grace Hardman. Elijah Edward Vargas.
Golly. Made me
Dylan
jump.
Ray Harrell. Briley Rose Harrison. Zane Edward Harrison. Tanner Jesse Hawkins. Jaden Joseph Hayward. Anna Joyce Hayes. Lainey McKenna Hayes. Leonardo Brock Hernandez. Karina Rose Herrera. Ashlyn Kathleen Hill. Levi Edward Hillenberg. Jacob Wade Hobbs. Jaylyn Rose Hobbs. Riley J. Hobbs. Luke Ian Huffman. Austin James Holbrook. Samuel Dale Holland. Landon Ray Hopkins. Nicholas Tyler Howell. Courtney Ray Sewell. Drake Joseph Huber. Savannah Faith Huddleston. Chloe Madison Hughes. Gavin Lee Hunt. Felix Lilburn Hunter Jr. Derek Noah Hutchins. Peyton Nicole Hutchinson. Jade Ann Inman. Madison Page Jean. Cameron Michael Jeskowicz. Tristan Lee Johnson Hanners. Allison Elizabeth Jones.
Yeah, you were back an hour ago.
Alaric David Jewell. Andrew David Keith.
I think those comments were from earlier.
Yes. Is this so wrong?
Madison Victoria Keith. Riley K. Kelly.
I hate that.
Shane Harley Dean Kern.
I have to kill the YouTube one so it can't be.
Evan Grant Key. Victoria Jacqueline Rose Kuskian. Mercedes Jade McFarland King. Jacob Michael Kinzer. Lois Kate Kinzer. Caden Xavier Klein. Jacob Neil Colt. Jackson Tom Lamb. Molly Joe Lombrick. Todd Daniel Leo Jr. Olivia Kate Leach. Abigail Grace Litherbury. Justin Allen Lemon. Christina Jane Lissig. James Matthew W. Long.
There you go!
Rex Garrett Lovell. Josie Marie Lynn. Carson Edward Mann. Shane Dean Marsteiner. Corey Ethan Garrett Martin. Isaac William Martin. Kylie Dawn Martin. Maverick Thomas Martin.
Never.
Blake Anthony Martinez.
Who says we never? Never.
Kennedy Brooke Martinez.
Change my name.
Jalen Page Mattingly.
We don't know a girl's name. I want to
Carter David
I
May.
want to
Jaylee Brooke McKay. Kaylee Elizabeth McMillan.
Check this guy's name
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
That's pretty.
Jet Lyndon Melvin.
Awesome.
Macy Lynn Miller. Sharissa Nicole Minshaw. Fletcher Braden Misto. Robert Scott Millett. Dennis Wayne Moore III. Jacob Stephen Morris. Haley Ann Morrison. Brianna Nicole Morrow. Riley Elizabeth Morton. Nathaniel James Murray.
Yeah.
Hunter Cole Myers.
It shouldn't be. Because this is the one that's lit up. That's the only one that should be. The one's not.
Layla Shiloh Amira North.
It turned off. Mike one's.
Kristen Lene New.
See how it's off here?
Robin Janae New. Dalton Matthew Nyker.
We'll never know for sure.
Caden Scott Nyker. Michael Scott Awesome Nordahl.
Awesome. Awesome.
Christina Nicole Pack. Aaron James Patrick Parks. Allie Ray Pemberton. Jasmine Kennedy Perkins. Alexis Marie Philpott. Paige Renee Pinkston. Bailey Renee Pittman. Catherine Rose Marie Blue. Kelsey Leanne Ford. Emily Grace Pridemore. Elena Yvette Prieto. Abigail Faye Prince. Kayla Shea Pritchett. Cade Marvin Provo.
Yeah, I'm talking about from here.
Jennifer Selena Ramirez.
I can imagine.
Zoe Beth Randolph. Taylor Marie Razor. Garrett Rockwell Rice. Deanna McKaylee Ricketts. Jacob Aaron Ringer.
Can you come to camera 3 again and raise it?
Austin Shane Roach. Avery Dane Roach. Andrew Paul Roloff.
Hey, Ryan, can you hear me?
Emma Nicole Russell.
I'm going to.
Raven Nicole Russell. Emmy Shea Reinders. Donovan Eli Sage. Cole Thomas Sanders. Elena Grace Sanders. Zachary Grant Sasser.
Yeah, we'll over it switch just a little bit. So we don't have, yeah, you're
Caleb Dante Smear. Tyler Lee Scott. Sagan Audrey Sharp. Tristan D. Sheets. Seth Robert Sherpick. Gavin Lee Shipley. Molly Elizabeth Zimmerman. Georgia Grace Sykes. Riley David Smith. McKenna Elise Sokolin.
Yeah, keep going just a little bit.
Dason Scott Sarles.
Yeah, that's good. Just keep it where it is.
Alexis Marie
Go
Soto.
to camera 1. Go raise it up just one.
Addison
Right
Grace
there, and then
Staggs.
go around and do it. Okay, that's good.
Daniel J.
I'm
Staggs.
gonna go to camera one. Can you take camera two and make it a little bit lighter too?
Allison Taylor Stein. Rebecca Lynn Stevens.
That's good right there. Thank you, sir. And we lost light real fast.
Cameron Lloyd Stewart. Cabin Isaiah Stillions. Joshua Gary Gray Stockton.
Cameras is good.
Morgan Elaine Strunk. Shaylee Ann Summers.
Way to go, Jay!
Peyton Lorena Sweet. Andrew James Swinson. Dakota Scott Sykes. Alexia Elizabeth Taylor. Briar James Taylor. Brandon Lee Jones T. Journey Rose Farrell. Chase Robert Terry. Josiah Daniel Allen Thacker.
Okay, so just remember, we're gonna do 5.
Ezekiel Allen Thompson. Katie Ann Thompson. Ethan Shane Todd. Richard Lee Troyer Jr.
You might have to lower the exposure because it's something.
Tyra Hayes Marie Turner.
We'll see when it comes.
Garrett Dale Turpin.
Touch your eye.
Brooke Michelle Turpin. Destiny Jade Benson. Emma Marie Benson. Abigail Faith Wagner.
Camera 2, zoom out and shoot it at the sky. Like you can see the
Caitlin Beth Wagner.
bigger and do your exposure, and I'll be on camera 1 and 3, so 2 can have its thing.
Amber Michelle Walker.
No, not right now. Go to the last row.
Garrett Eugene Dean Watson.
See the ones in front of right there.
Benjamin Joseph Weaver.
Okay, I will.
Emily Elizabeth Webb. Madison Marie Webb. Sydney Lee Webb. Samantha Lynn Wells. Danielle Marie Wims. Jacob Adam Worley. Ethan Weber. Justice Michael Woods. Lawson Matthew Woods. Peyton Montgomery Wright.
I think we're getting close to the end here. Let me ask the intro.
Jaden Jonathan Yarbury.
I'm gonna go to camera one. There's 2 speakers. Oh, hey, there's actually 2
Jacob
speakers
Matthew
after this.
York.
So after the first speaker, there's 2 speakers after this. So after the first speaker, student council.
Bryceland Kennedy Yost.
It's a girl.
Brianna Lynn Young.
It's a girl. So after the girl,
Jackie Zahong Zane.
okay, good idea.
Matthew Alexander Zizak. Zane Jimmy Zalman.
What you do? The speeches are going to come. I'm going to go to camera 3. Can you take camera 1 and point it towards the podium a little bit more? Thank you. That's what I need. I'm going to come to you.
All right, I have a short list of names for military students who have already left for the service.
I'm going to camera 2.
Josiah Levi Grant Birchfield.
Okay, like one is live. Can you get 2 back on track for me?
Zane Curtis Howard Bobs.
Good. Okay,
Ethan Mitchell Carr. Trevette Shane Doherty.
hey, can you make sure camera 1 is on focus?
And Jeffrey Michael Ross Jones.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Now I have another short list, and I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll clap at the end for all of them in a group. These are some of our graduates who did not participate this evening for one reason or another. And I will quickly read through their names, and then we will give them a round of applause at the end. Okay? Amanda Jasmine Acebado, Croft Nikia Bagshaw, Stefan Anthony Boyer Cortez, Macy Sue Burnett, Blake Allen Scott Carlisle, Clint Jalen Carmichael, Graham Saunder Curtis, Noah Michael Gibson, Landon Parker Grissom, Jacob Matthew Hall, Kason Patrick Hawkins, David Lee Point, Sydney Madison Likens, Ariel Hope McCarty, Tyler Kristen Miller, Caitlin Rochelle Owens, Ethan Alexander Pace, Richard Allen Perry Jr., Garrett Wayne Spinks, Kaylee Dawn Sullivan, Amelia Ann Unger. Let's give them a round.
Let's go. Let's zoom out.
Good evening. I am Kelly Gaffard, and I am your Student Council President. One TikTok changed my entire perspective on life. Yes, I know, TikTok, how scholarly of me. Ramon Mizrahi, resident of Brown University, posted a video on May 21st, 2020 about a resident or a patient that he was rounding on. This patient began explaining to him how in each stage of his life he was dying to get to the next. It wasn't until he was lying on his deathbed that he realized that he forgot to live. After watching this video, I myself realized that I've been doing the same thing. Each year of high school, I was dying to reach the next because that meant I was one step closer to achieving my goals and dreams. Once senior year came, I was counting down the days until this exact moment, as most of us were. But then COVID hit and everything changed. Most of us thought, what's the harm? We get an extra week of spring break and we'll be back. At least that's how I saw it. It wasn't until I received news that school would be online for the rest of the year that I took a step back and realized I missed out on so much. I forgot to live. From that point on, I started slowing down. In fact, I'm now dreading for college because that means that this part of my life, this part of our lives, is over. So, with this being said, my challenge to you, being a Class of 20, is not to go out and to change the world, although I know most of you will, but instead, it's to just simply live. Live your life so that you can be proud. Live your life to where you can look back on and say, this was the happiest life that I could have lived. So, congratulations, Class of 2020. I wish you nothing but the most adventurous, the most successful, and most importantly, the most fully lived life. Thank you.
The Class of 2020, please stand.
Point up to the
I
sky
now
more.
declare that we are graduates of Bedford North Lawrence High School. Please join me in changing your tassels from the right side to the left side of your cap.
Now you can open our books and over again. We did it, bro. I'm on camera 3, so we're going to be here for just a little bit. We got it. I'm going to stay on 3 for just a little bit, then we'll stop everything. Rolling. Alright, I'm going to cut. You just stay where you are real quick. Okay, I'm going to do something real quick. Hold on, let me save this. After this gets done saving, I'll end the feed. Well, I'll just end it now. Ready?